On the left side there of your screen, we are watching live remarks from the lawyer of an anonymous juror in the Breonna Taylor case that resulted in no charges related to her death against the 3 officers involved, and only 3 counts against 1 officer over gunshots into a neighbor's home. Now, that anonymous juror succeeding in a move to get the grand jury recording released after calling for the release of records, quote, so that the truth may prevail. Kentucky's Attorney General now saying he will comply with a court order to release it tomorrow, despite his own personal objections. While Breonna Taylor's family calls for a new prosecutor and a new grand jury to reconsider the case. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is live for us in Louisville covering those remarks. Gabe, what a week it has been. The Attorney General perhaps thought this was all over last week when he made his announcement. The family, supporters of Breonna Taylor, still doubling down on their calls for justice. Where are we today?
Yeah, Eamon, a lot of fast-moving legal developments overnight. As you mentioned, that unnamed grand juror filing that motion late yesterday, asking to be allowed to speak publicly about this case. It's really an exceedingly rare request, and we're still awaiting a judge's ruling on that. But yes, as you mentioned, that news conference still underway here in Louisville. Let's take a listen to what the attorney for that anonymous grand juror had to say just moments ago.
My client wants to make sure that anything that happened in there becomes something of public knowledge to the extent it's legally allowed to.
So yes, Eamon, to explain how this all went down late yesterday, the attorney for that grand juror, who you just saw right there, filed a motion asking for the grand jury recordings to be released and for that grand juror to be allowed to speak publicly. Just a short time after that, within hours, the Attorney General, Daniel Cameron, here in Kentucky, released a statement saying several things. One, he said that despite his objections, he would abide by a separate judge's order to release those grand jury recordings by tomorrow. So we are expecting those recordings to be released by tomorrow. The open question right now is, will the judge allow that grand juror to speak? We don't have a timetable on when that may happen. We were hoping to get some new details from the lawyer right there. He still says he cannot identify his client, but that his client wants the truth to prevail, as you mentioned, Eamon.
Hey, Gabe, really quickly, why do they want those recordings released?
Well, the grand juror, the attorney for the grand juror says that because the Attorney General late yesterday in his statement said that he only recommended the charges of wanton endangerment. That is different than what he said last week. He dodged a question last week when he asked specifically what he had recommended. The grand juror's attorney today was vague about exactly that, only to say that he wanted the truth to get out there. But the family of Breonna Taylor believes that it's because other charges, more serious charges, may not have been presented in this case, and that's what they want to find out, Eamon.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez live for us there in Louisville. Gabe, thank you as always.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.